That's a good question. I'm not sure there's lots of people that could answer that, including me.
Equity. Equity means...
Allora... I don't even know.
If you've got people who are different heights, they're not going to have equity. But if you give them what they need in terms of being able to have equal access or opportunity, that's equity.
Equity means giving everybody what they need to be successful.
Equality is about making sure that everyone has access. So everyone can access a provision, a programme, a job. Whereas equity is giving them that step up so they're at the same level in order to access it.
So that people can be the best person that they can be and achieve the most that they can achieve.
L'equità vuol dire che se io abito in un paesino lontanissimo e la scuola dista 50 km, per me l'equità è che un servizio magari con una navetta che mi permette di andare a scuola.
Giving every young person the chance to access these workshops, while equality is more during the workshops, everyone has the same opportunities, there's no discrimination against anyone, everyone's treated fairly.
Bisognerebbe andare oltre a come vedi una persona, perché comunque dietro ai comportamenti di una persona, a ciò che fa, come si veste, c'è tanto altro. Ci sono tante altre cose da scoprire, e anche personali.
Some of these programs or employment programs, they don't cater for everyone, so because people are different.
Equality is often something you have to fight for, whereas equity should really be written into every single programme.
The EP-DeM project, it's about getting young people in employment programs, trying to see what young people want in their employment programs, employment workshops type of. So just get young people together and discuss what they think the perfect employment program would have in.
This project was about getting young people together and getting employers together and just seeing how we could bridge the gap to make it easier for young people to get into work with employers.
You may get career people from companies coming into the maybe employment programs and seeing interact with them so that they can get an insight, for example, of what's going on and etc.
I think young people have to be intrinsically involved in shaping a programme, because that's the only way you're going to know if it's going to work.
Non gli abbiamo consegnato un pacchetto, gli abbiamo chiesto il pacchetto che c'è. Funziona o non funziona per voi? Se non funziona, di cosa avreste bisogno? I was involved in a consultation with young people years ago, and so it was lovely to be directly involved with young people, to hear their views, to hear their challenges, and to try to work then on an interagency basis to see, well, what can we do differently? What are we learning from their experiences that will make us do our jobs better?
L'innovazione principale del progetto, secondo me, consiste nel fare incontrare i giovani, che sono l'oggetto delle proposte avanzate, e i professionisti, che sono sostanzialmente quelli che le elaborano, che le mettono in pratica.
L'abbiamo fatto in una maniera strutturata e volevamo farli incontrare affinché si confrontassero e progettassero qualcosa insieme, ed è una cosa che nella mia carriera, diciamo, non avviene tutti i giorni.
Li si guarda sempre dall'alto, non c'è un adulto che li ascolta, c'è un adulto che gli dice cosa fare e cosa è sbagliato fare e cosa è giusto fare. Molto raramente trovano luoghi di confronto veri.
I think it makes more of an impact to have those young people talking to the people that create the policies for them, rather than me writing a document saying, this is what young people said. I think it means more if it's coming from the mouth of a young person, and you have to look that person in the eye and kind of hear their experiences. I think that's really valuable.
I know how I feel about this. I know how I feel about not having a job for 2 years since I left school. I know how I feel about being treated really badly, you know, at a particular company where I don't get breaks, where I get treated like a slave, but I have nowhere to go to talk to about it. I know how that feels, the young person will say, but it's whether they have confidence or faith in actually talking to anyone about it who's going to actually change something. Not for them, but with them.
Secondo me è una cosa bellissima che più persone di diverse età e di diverse esperienze parlino e si comunica così.
Noi in realtà non ci aspettavamo di essere ascoltati che solo minimamente.
Before the mixed labs, the young people were kind of skeptical that the policymakers would care what they had to say, like, or if they listened, then nothing was going to change anyway.
Nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to develop to make the situation better for young people.
The young people I know from here, for example, they came and they said they've been on these type of things before, etc. They tell people what they ask them, and after that it's over. They don't see no change. They don't get anything from it.
On the flip side, the policymakers were worried that the young people would be intimidated by them and wouldn't want to talk to them because they're kind of up on their pedestal.
It was scary at start because I was like, wow, these are really high in position, but in the end, they're just normal people and they were just there to listen and help and try and make a change.
My participation of the project, I felt that I could voice my opinions more. I felt like I would be listened to more.
I think participating into the project made me see why young people are so against the system and trying to get into work and talking to these people because they feel like they're not going to get listened to, no one cares.
My opinion type of changed because before I went there, I felt like, okay, this is just the same. But when we got to Dublin, I thought there was, like, it was structured in a way, like, they have a plan for where they want to take this.
I think with EP-DeM, they're actually going to take it on board and make it happen. So instead of just creating a report, instead of just adding numbers or doing graphs, tallies, I think they're actually going to go out and do the legwork and make it happen.
My preferred lab was the mixed labs because I felt like the policymakers really listened to us and in the end, they really encouraged us.
I think once they started participating in the project and came to the mixed labs and they got such kind of positive feedback and positive reactions from the policymakers, it was really encouraging to them and they wanted to keep participating.
It was like, maybe if I join this kind of project, I can learn more as to why it's so hard for young people to get a job, even with qualifications, even with experience, even with skills.
When we talk about transition of young people from education into the workplace, we're talking about a specific group quite a lot in terms of those that have struggled in school, have not really got a great education when they come out of school, are lacking in confidence, self-esteem, motivation.
The government have this apprenticeship scheme. Instead of going into college and sixth form, you can do an apprenticeship after secondary school, so from 16. A lot of these companies will just use you for the time scale of the apprenticeship and not move you on forward. So the company, in a sense, benefits from it instead of the young people benefiting from it.
È chiaro che se tu non lo usi, non lo pensi, non lo implementi, lo stage, il tirocinio, come uno strumento effettivo di o formazione o transizione al lavoro, e quello diventa un parcheggio subito, no?
Mi dicevano, sei bravissima, magari se non ci fossi tu non sapremmo come fare, e poi la valutazione alla fine è stata quasi negativa.
Il tuo datore di lavoro, se sa che sei uno stagista, non ti tratta come tratterebbe un dipendente, poco ma sicuro.
Trovi aziende che se ne approfittano e per il ragazzo è un'esperienza che non ha alcun senso, lo capiscono subito.
Non gli importa quanti anni hai, se hai problemi in famiglia, o qualsiasi circostanza esterna, tu per loro devi lavorare, fare quello che ti dicono e basta.
Quando ai ragazzi viene dato un momento per fermarsi, ragionare, riflettere sul proprio vissuto, sulle esperienze di transizione che hanno fatto, è un compito che di solito che prendono seriamente.
So they were able to communicate in those arenas. They were able to get their points across. They were able to listen. And therefore they were able to design a program of what they felt would work for them.
When they realised that they were going to have the opportunity to come face-to-face with stakeholders and providers, which they wouldn't normally get the opportunity to do, to voice their opinions, then I think they stayed interested.
Professionals, they had to stand up for it as well. They had to progress. and be able to accept what some of these young people were saying. If the young people are saying how you work is rubbish, they have to reflect and look at that.
For me, having been involved in providing these services for young people and adults over many years, that is where the issues are, because everyone goes out there and says, right, we're going to do it like this and we're going to do it like this, and it just doesn't work because they're not listening and then also not providing what the young people need.
And someone has to translate what they want to say, and that's where you need the professionals who are working directly with those young people.
When we speak a different language, we lose people, we can't engage. So it was really, really important, the jobs of the facilitators, to break down those barriers, to bring us together onto the single page, so that, because then we could work and achieve something. So I think that investment in the facilitators made this a better project.
A facilitator is somebody who is there to help a process happen.
A person who is able to get across information, is able to infuse people, motivate people, and create an environment where learning can be achieved.
Quello che non ha funzionato in EP-DeM è quello che forse a volte non funziona in tutte le altre misure, cioè riuscire ad arrivare proprio a quelle persone che forse sono quelle che ne avrebbero maggiormente bisogno e che forse sono la voce più vera per dire che cosa funziona o meno delle misure rivolte ai giovani.
In the communities, you will have people that work in the community who can deliver what is being asked. But when you give it to someone who's removed, an organisation that may be known for delivering careers, programmes, etc., they're not going to be necessarily capable of drawing in those young people who are sitting on corners, hiding, you know, not coming out.
Overall, I think this project was really enjoyable and really interesting, and I really look forward to seeing how everything plans out and seeing everything take action.
All of the cities had to create a city action plan. That was the end goal of the EP-DeM project. So we, of course, have our city action plan, but we also have a steering group that's committed to actually progressing the actions in that plan. So it won't just be a document that sits on a shelf forever. We're hopeful that we can actually progress those actions and do something about them.
I'm kind of looking at what the next stage of that might be and how we take that forward. But even if we could get that recognised by, you know, the local authority in this borough, in Islington, then that would be a huge step forward.
The strong points of this project are firstly, that it wanted to come from a young person's perspective. So the fact that they were willing to engage and talk and more so have young people build something was positive. And I think they did that fairly well.
Some of these young people have never left their local area. They've never been on a plane before. They've never met someone who speaks a different language in another country. So, you know, it's widened their horizons. That is innovative.
Anche il fatto di aver viaggiato, cioè mi sono sentita molto parte di qualcosa.
È stato anche qualcosa fuori dall'ordinario, secondo me. Non capita forse quasi mai di avere la possibilità di mettere a un tavolo adulti e giovani e discutere di quelli che sono i problemi che si vivono da entrambe le parti.
I think the moment that I realized that it was working well was when I realized that it was the same people that were coming back, not just the young people, but the policymakers as well, because that's just as important, because if they're not coming back, then you don't really have much to go on in terms of making real change.
Wow! Non eravamo mai stati tutti allo stesso tavolo, noi di formazione, istruzione, politiche del lavoro, impresa, in maniera così informale. È stato molto utile coordinarci e quello che manca è proprio un coordinamento, una governance. Questo è quello che è venuto fuori e questo per me è un successo del progetto.
I wouldn't change anything. It was amazing. Like, I liked it. Everyone listened, everyone got feedback, everyone got their chance to speak, everyone ate. So yeah, it was really good.
Penso che comunque questo progetto sia servito a tutti per fare anche, non so, un'analisi personale di se stessi.
It made me more confident, more motivated, just have more belief in myself that and be more confident to speak to people that I don't know, that I've met for the first time. So that could even help me for employment.
Sì, ho scoperto una frase che mi hanno sempre detto, ma adesso sono più sicura: se vuoi, puoi.
I was asked to just go as a student and just talk about my experiences, but in the end I felt it was a lot more than that, and I felt like I was heard.